Great. Welcome back to Dark Skies, Series 1.3, Southbound and Down. Last session, the group finished the mission and then partied hardy and got some contacts, connections, some stuff happening. Lined up for a job from a fixer out of Haywood and are planning on going and doing that unless their plans change for whatever reason. That said, I have sent them a series of. Someone dipped out. Series of messages, and yeah, they can go ahead and work through those. I presume that you're waking up relatively early or relatively late, whatever you decide against your character. And yeah, I'm gonna try and fix that while that's happening.
Yeah, you're green.
I'm not green.
Oh. Your
Finally,
screen
other people
is
can
you're
see
showing
it.
up green on our end. At least mine. Is he green?
Yeah,
No.
he
Or am
keeps
I-
popping up
okay.
green, but no one else saw it, so I just stopped saying anything. I was like, it's just
Okay.
on my end.
I'm not green though.
Right now you're hulking out, man.
It's not. That's not true.
Yeah. Wait, is it when you're talking?
No.
Actually?
Oh.
Hold on. Jan, say something.
Say something.
Oh no, he's good now.
He's doing it on purpose.
I'm
back.
confused.
I have no idea what my computer's randomly lost connection.
Ripped.
Fair enough. But yeah, so I was just saying, table's yours as to what you want to do. Whatever time you plan on waking up is fine. I've already outlined some text messages pregame that you should have checked through or are checking through now. But yeah, in the meantime, just kind of give me an idea of what you're doing in the morning and what you're planning on doing moving forward. I'll start with Elizabeth Crystal, since you do have the job lead. Yeah, what's the plan?
So we're gonna wake up and we're gonna go to the equivalent of Starbucks.
Okay.
And
Bucket Slice
is
has
the
pretty cheap.
huh?
Bucket Slice has pretty cheap coffee.
Cool. You like that? Where do I know where this Rouse Road warehouse building is?
And you have an agent, so you can pretty much figure it out with the equivalent of big conglomerate maps. It would be pretty close to Carbon's apartment, just south of it, actually. A little closer.
So it's like all the way across town for me.
Yeah, a little closer to the water line. But public transit's pretty good and actually amazing in Night City. Yeah, there's bus routes. There are trains. There are, if you're really fancy, you can get a on-demand service for someone to drive you to there. Or you could get a taxi. You could also, if you're really, really fancy and just want to throw away your money, you could have an AV drive or fly you across the city to wherever you want to go.
It's too fancy for us.
Yeah.
We'll take a taxi.
Okay. Taxi from there to there would cost you probably about 18 eddies. So yeah, just run those off the sheet.
Okay.
And
18.
Yeah, do you want to make any phone calls or contacts on the ride over? The taxi driver is older gentleman, probably thought he was all that in a bag of chips back in the 20s and has seen too much sunlight since then. His taxi is independent, so he is just a regular schmo. But yeah, anybody you want to contact pre?
No.
Okay.
We're pretty
You're not-
hands off
You're not contacting
on the fly.
anybody at all?
Let me double check. be? Sorry.
Well, to your knowledge,
Does everyone else know what time we meet?
to your knowledge,
Do I know?
no.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah,
Well, shit.
you're the con.
I'd be texting everyone
Okay,
to meet up at 9.
and this is at 7, 8.
6:30.
Oh, early riser. All right. Perfect. So yeah, phones a buzz in the morning, all the way out there in the Gibson camp, um, and you wake up. Um, yeah. So Crystal, I'm showing the things on the side because I'm just gonna get through the art bit. Nondescriptly, without drawing too much attention to myself. But that said, so Crystal, you're on your way, and Calvin, you get a text all the way out there in the Gibson camp from Crystal saying where to meet.
Wake your ass up.
Oh man, I wasn't ready to be awake until 10.
Early
Um,
bird catches the worm.
it was a late night and I didn't have any energy drinks or nothing.
Yeah, you got home around 2 because you
Yeah.
dropped everybody off.
Um,
So you're working with about 4.5 hours of sleep.
yeah, definitely.
The message says to meet at the site, which is probably a good hour's drive if you're, just slumming through. If you're actually trying, you could probably get there in about 40 minutes. Um, so, yeah, you have an idea of where the place is located.
I'm gonna check in with Dad first
Okay.
to figure out like how much, because I'm gonna reinvest back in the family. Figure out how much of the income I got from that job is gonna get spread out, and then
Did you get your message from Caroline?
did I?
So when you start
Oh, I did. Oh, I didn't notice. Okay, I scrolled down. I didn't see it.
when you start fiddling with your credit account that you got money wired to, you notice that there's an extra 2,000 in there. You're like, what the fuck? And so when you start flipping through your Medina messages, you see that message.
I remember she did say she would pitch in to support for a support
Yep,
team.
the Gibson family did a lot there. So
Pittance money.
yeah, um, Daddy's up pretty early, and it looks like the Outriders are already out afield. He sees you walking up to him, and he's talking to a couple of the loaders, and looks to you and he says, "Hey, what do you got planned this afternoon?"
We might have another job lined up already.
Shit, you're moving fast, boy.
Trying.
All right. Well, I guess I can try and see if your brothers can handle it. One of them. We got a uh, thank you gig or appreciative gig from Anika, so I thought she might have contacted you regarding. But if she hasn't, that's fine. We're apparently moving a tractor trailer out of Night City, heading up towards Oregon. Probably take a couple days, but yeah, if you're busy, where are you heading with yours?
Do I? I only remember that they said the border. Which border did they say?
There's only one.
Do I know this?
There's only one real border that matters, and that's this. Basically, in case you didn't know, and for the viewers at home, California is no longer a single state, and a lot of the states in the United States aren't as you imagine them. So the United States has been broken apart and is now the NUSA, or the NUS, which is basically a series of states that are their own governments that don't really pedal into the federal side unless they're seeking some sort of assistance. That's putting it as layman as possible. California is two states. There's Southern California and there's Northern California. Probably about, I want to say maybe 30 or so miles, if that, south of where you currently are sitting, in Night City, is the border between the two Californias. Night City is kind of like the first place you'll go into when you get through the border. But the border is very heavily guarded. It's not a a regular stateside border. They're very serious about people passing through. Think more like the border between America and Mexico rather than the border between like Indiana and Ohio. It's serious business.
I see. And it's, Biotechnica again, so it's doubly bad. All right. Well, not because it's Biotechnica, but because...
Yeah. Well, more specifically, it's Alicia again. She was also the one who gave you the other gig that went raw, so...
So then, I'll tell Dad that, basically, that we're heading to the opposite border on another job for Biotechnica with, again, risk of Militech PMC engagement.
Well, you don't get your wits from your mom. Definitely have taken that from me. I'm too stupid and won't pass up a good buck either. All right, well, be safe. And he kind of looks around and then kind of walks away from you for a second. You hear kind of like a metallic kind of like clanking sound. And he comes back out and he shoves a long rifle into your chest. You probably need it more than I will.
Thanks, Pops.
Yep. Don't fucking lose it. He says as he goes off.
Don't shoot it.
The weapon he gave you will operate as an assault rifle. It will have better sighting than a normal assault rifle if you choose to aim with it. But for all intents and purposes, it is an assault rifle. I'll get it added to your sheet here in a second.
Ooh. The split.
All right.
One day.
You head on in. All right. Carbon, you receive your text message from Crystal. Sounds like a pretty lame gig, but gig's a gig.
Yeah, so I'd be responding that I'll head on over.
Okay.
Also sent you a few messages.
All right, I'll take a look at that. Okay. Let's see. Anything besides the side messages?
No, not specific.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I'll take a gander at that here then. All right, and then Odette. So when you wake up, you'll note that the office is currently occupied. The doctor's office is currently occupied. Calvin is there. What you did realize is that they were able to get the elevator into a makeshift working order. It's definitely not a good, solid structural elevator feel. It has a bit more of a old-timey cage and being lifted by ropes or whatever kind of feel to it. But Calvin's there. Looks like he's got his laptop open, going through the schedule for the day, and looks up at you and says, "I gotta compliment you. You didn't get any blood on the place." You just stare at him.
Yeah, Odette's really hungover, so just kind of not
Oh shit!
not with it.
You do notice that there's a message from Crystal on your phone.
No, there's not. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I'm sorry.
No, she didn't really send a message. She just said she.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
She sent you.
It's not John.
I set up a.
I mean, technically, it's me. I should have sent you guys individual messages.
It's fine. I don't think
Oh,
we have
no.
the ability to.
We don't.
Just IRL messages.
That's why.
Yeah, I actually don't.
Yeah.
But I just said where to meet and when to meet.
And then I'll just be really badly respond. Might be late, but not finishing the text. So it'd be an L and an A. and then sent.
Damn.
Cool.
Okay. And Calvin does look like he has gotten breakfast from the Bucka Slice just down the way. 2 hot steaming cups of Joe and breakfast pizzas sitting there. Yeah, he says,
Calvin, you brought me breakfast.
he says, yeah, got a couple of jobs today. Or are you busy?
I got nothing going on.
And you go over the you go over the you go over the day's schedule with him. Great. Okay. That said, everybody besides Odette, I presume, would arrive. Carbon by public transportation, and Calvin in the Thornton, and of course Crystal also by public transportation. You probably actually meet up at. Actually, you probably don't, because he's probably there in a flash. You could probably walk to the address you gave him. In a matter of fact, but you all arrive. With the exception of Odette, the warehouse has a pretty high fence around it. The fence has razor wire at the tops. It seems to be kind of jutting out towards the street area. There's a couple of people that are, well, actually a good amount of people who are kind of just walking past. There's a hot dog vendor on the corner of the street. Looks like he's selling some sort of just sausages. There appears to be a main entrance into this kind of gated warehouse subset. Standing outside, there is a gentleman wearing kind of a nice fine suit. Looks like he has a kind of like a company card kind of hanging from his chest pocket. You can see the Biotechnica logo kind of sitting out there. But you all kind of gather, with the exception of that, at about the same time.
Cool. Look at the guy and be like, guess we're in the right place.
You are you here for the job with and he seems to kind of leave it open like he's waiting for you to finish the sentence.
With the Southern California?
Is it Alicia? Anissa?
Grace?
Alicia.
Alicia.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hold on a second. You see him kind of tap his ear, snapping into his hollow, and then kind of looks back to you and says, okay. Opens the door and says, just head on through. And she should be in there with the Southern California. Have fun, he says as he lets you on through.
I'm gonna text Odette, where you at? You coming?
OMW.
He didn't realize.
W.
Okay.
Yes, she's not coming?
Oh no.
Are you
On
coming?
my way.
Oh, on my way. I don't know text speech. Oh, we're missing one. She's on her way.
You say that to the guy at the door.
Yeah.
He kind of looks at you, kind of annoyed, because it looks like he was about to walk off. And he says, what does she look like?
She looks like a nurse with a giant syringe. I'll buy you a coffee later or something.
No, that's quite alright. Yep. I think I've got a pretty good description. You head on in. If I see your lagger, then I will send them on in.
Cool. Thanks.
All right. You three head on in. Inside, you see a tractor trailer, 18-wheeler, big rig. Um, it's painted bright green. The truck, the truck and the trailer are all just kind of like this bright, kind of sickly green.
Really
Uh,
blends in with the desert.
Yeah, on the side, on the side of the trailer, which the trailer appears to be. You looking at it, it's not like a box trailer. It appears to have kind of like a roundness to it, almost like it's a liquid storage container.
Mm.
But it also has, to you, David, to Calvin's eyes, kind of the look of like a refrigerator trailer as well. But it's kind of like a tubular thing, and it's on the side of it in bright yellow lettering. It says CIRI, which you don't recognize.
I've heard legends of Siri.
You see, you see Miss Vasquez kind of standing near the trailer, and what appears to be some sort of tech kind of standing with her. She kind of turns over and looks at you. She seems to be wearing the same clothes she was wearing last night at the club, and she's kind of wearing a jacket over it, like a power suit kind of jacket over her party dress. She sees you approaching, and she goes, "Oh, hey, good, you made it." And she kind of looks over to Calvin. "Oh, are we cool?"
Oh, as long as if things go south with this Militech stuff, maybe we can suss out what's actually going on.
Well, here's the deal. We've got three other rigs that are heading in different directions. We've got one that's heading towards Oregon. We've got one that's heading towards just heading straight east into the Badlands. And we have another one that's going to be going over the border in the south through the actual border watch. This truck, you're going to be making your way that way, and you're going to be slipping through at a designated position. If Militech is watching us, they're not going to be watching this one. And the tech kind of looks over at you and he says, "Yeah, I've got all the best cloaking that I can put into this thing. It's signal bouncing, it's reflected polymers, it's basically going to be running quiet the whole time, electronic rig. You don't even really have to steer. Once you get plugged into that thing, the road's going to run underneath you like you were slipping on a banana peel. No problems."
That sounds pretty sick.
She,
Is it? Oh,
she nods her head. Yeah, we got a couple of different families working on the gig here. But this one I wanted specifically to be non-family. Now, I've got, I think, a group of Aldecados heading up to the Oregon location, and I've got, I think, I can't remember the Raffin or something heading out east, and then it's gang, a bunch of gang goons from South Night City. I think their name are called the Joe Boys, heading towards the border watch. So, hopefully, if Militech goes for any of them, those ones are signal bouncing like crazy, and will hopefully look like what you're actually going to be moving. And
so safe to assume that those other ones are dummies, like the last load I took.
the last load you took wasn't really, actually.
Yeah.
And I get it. The Gibsons probably aren't a big fan right now, me or the Corp, and I get it. That's fine. But since you're on this job, I'm going to try and make sure you understand that the job I set up here, I needed the best for. And Grace hooked me up with Crystal. So if that means you're the best because you're running alongside her, then I did you a disservice. And that being said, hopefully this will make to rights.
Hey, I'm always happy with good business.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Militech's already hiring crews to deal with those other trailers too. So, as it stands, I don't care about them. They are decoys. Whatever. if a pack of nomads or a pack of boosters run up on those trailers, they're gonna get their money's worth out of the deal, sure. But I'm telling you, what you're moving here is important. This is gonna save lives.
All right, I give her a nod and I start like just up and downing that trailer after hearing about all this like camouflage tech. I'm like, where's this at? How can I see
Yeah. You go through it. If you'd like, you can make let's see, check your skills here. You can make a basic tech, or you can make an electronic security, or you can make a land vehicle tech. Your choice. Doesn't look like you're good at any of those things.
I'm terrible at land vehicles. What can I say?
Yeah, it should actually be. That's real weird. So it should be.
Why is my character sheet like really funky looking? It won't open all the way.
Go ahead and click land vehicles tech for me real quick.
I can't open my character sheet. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now it's right.
Scroll down to the bottom. It's under technique skills. It should be land vehicle tech is what it's called.
Under L.
Mm-hmm.
Did it pop?
Yeah. Now let's see if it's doing the math right. So yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Perfect. So then basically it's going to add your dice roll, and then it's going to add 3 for the skill, right? Then it's going to add 3 for your tech, which is pretty low, and then it's going to add 6 for your moto, which is an additional add-on to that specific tech. So 16 is pretty good. What you're able to notice is basically if the stuff she says is on there, you're seeing it, but you're not understanding it. Like it's pretty outside of your just normal tech nature, but you are seeing there's a lot of doodads and bells and whistles running on this thing. Seems pretty good. You're also noticing that there are no external kind of notifiers or indicators as to what is in the trailer. Typically, people will flag out banners on the back of it that indicate, like, is this explosive? Is this poisonous? Is this radioactive? And all that stuff. This has no banners. It has no markers denoting what's in it. Which could be a problem if you run into NCPD, but they're typically not traffic cops and they don't really roll the Badlands, so shouldn't be a problem. But do you have any questions about the contents?
I'm just assuming it's full of Funko Pops from the old days.
That's what it is. It is Funko Pops. They're just trying to get them past to LA.
And it'll change people's lives for the better.
Right. That's what a biotechnical corporation would do. I
am curious about what the contents are. But it's like,
well, yeah. If you ask that, that's fine. But
it's actually Furbies.
While you're doing the scope,
long Furbies.
While you're doing the scope, Crystal or Carbon, do you have anything that you want to add to the matter?
Crystal wants to know what we're hauling.
So, the contents are a biological agent that's basically it is a well, as you understand, most vehicles run on Shu-2, which is an algae-based biosub. The contents of this are a much higher burning variant of that, which border on being close to what is currently being used as rocket fuel by orbital air and the like. The other benefit of it is it has a nature of kind of replicating pretty quickly. So it's possible for it to be generated very quickly. So it's lucrative based on the formula. But I've already said too much. And you see the tech go, you sure fucking have. And she looks at him kind of annoyed. Report me to my superiors, asshole. And then she looks back to you. It's not like they can do anything with it if they were to steal it anyway.
So don't set it on fire.
Oh, no, it's currently inert. So if it were to break, the contents would spill out, and that would be very problematic, but the entirety of the thing is well, I don't think anything's going to be piercing it unless somebody fires a railrod from orbit through that thing. It's not opening unless it's the folks with the key on the other side.
Got it.
About this time, I'm gonna be rolling up in my taxi.
Yep. As you pop out of the taxi, kind of, fix your, hat and kind of move on through. And I think I've got, still have pictures to show. I've only showed off Carbon's. But as you do so, you head on in. You see the guy kind of just open the door, kind of shaking his head. As you pass through the gate, he closes it behind you, and you see him just kind of stroll off. Just walking away. He doesn't
He's
even
done.
He doesn't even tell you where to go, but as you're kind of looking around, you see an open door, and you can kind of make out blonde head of hair kind of bouncing around, and you definitely make out the blue kind of shock of Carbon's hair inside of that warehouse ahead of you.
Gonna go on and stumble in there and give everyone a nice howdy.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Alicia says. Sounds condescending.
I do not pick up on the sarcasm. Just like, you're welcome.
Fair.
At least she's here.
Alicia looks back to Crystal. Any other questions?
If we get stopped, what do we say it is?
If you stop by NCPD, blow them. Just get away from them. Try and outrun them. This thing can haul ass on the open road. If you're in the city and that happens, you might have to shoot a cop. Probably not the first time for some of you. She says as she looks over to Calvin. Probably won't be the last time. Or if you can handle it by de-escalating the situation, say what you want. I don't have any false papers or anything for you. You're going on your own in that regard. But NCPD shouldn't be an issue. And out of character note, NCPD is pretty lax when it comes to shit happening. They're not like, oh my gosh, we gotta do stopping crimes. Most of the time, the crimes are being done by corporations anyways, and so if they try and overstep their bounds in that regard, then it's not gonna be good for the cops.
So they're more like, oh no, oh.
They definitely are pencil pushers.
Looks away.
In most regards, they have cruisers. They still stroll. They still do stuff. But for the most part, NCPD is just a bunch of people who are basically being sponsored into doing bounty hunter work. Mm. That's a criminal. Go get them, and you get a reward. You also get to have a cool car, cool guns. The most notorious group in NCPD are Max Tac, and their job is to basically drop in when a cyber psycho goes apeshit and starts killing people with their crazy gear and just absolutely destroy them. In a very rare instances, detain them, but in most cases, obliterate them. If the situation with Brightman had gone on longer, it's a good possibility that might have come up. But that said, cops aren't a big deal.
I think we can get by on our natural charm.
I'm hopeful with the same.
I'll just let you bat your eyelashes.
Any other questions from Carvin?
Nope, no questions.
Okay. All right. And I think I have replied to... everybody on your side. Anika didn't reply directly, but you'll see that Red Eye has added you as a contact. She hasn't said anything yet, though. So you can play it cool and not answer, or you can send her a message if you want. But that said, you hop into the trailer. It looks like you could sit probably 3, maybe even 4 up front. There's an actual cabin in the back which looks like you could fit everyone in there, sitting around in a circle. And there's 2 beds, kind of stacked, along with the couches that you'd be sitting on. It's probably nicer than, some of the places you've ended up sleeping on the couch of, Crystal. So, it's definitely nicer than any truck you've ever been in, Calvin.
Yeah, this truck's swag.
It looks like there is a small mini fridge, but it's just filled with kibble. Nothing too crazy.
Oh, it's been a while since I had some good kibble.
And it does look like it has some bottles of rain-captured water. Yeah, it does look like there is also in that cabin a panel. If you kind of flip that open, you'll notice that this panel is kind of the manual connection for the trailer. If for any reason you were wanting to detach the trailer, this would be where you'd want to do it. You'd also notice that this seat appears to be it has its own kind of set up data fortress. Like it looks like it is its own kind of independent net set. This and the trailer.
Go ahead. Is there a way I can like set my actual truck with the coordinates and just have it like ghost us?
It doesn't auto drive. You don't have an auto driver. You'd have to put someone in it. The Thornton can be driven wired or non-wired though. So if someone has driving skill or wants to give it a go, you can have them ride side.
Anybody be interested in that?
I don't got that skill.
I can give it a shot if you'd like me to.
Oh no.
Give it a shot.
Oh no, that was
There-
bad.
Because I remember
Get
when-
out of here.
talking about the job, they said something about like having a way of getting back. I'm assuming we don't get to keep the actual cab when we drop off the trailer. Like they're getting all of it.
Correct.
Well, I mean, do we need you and Crystal to drive this rig? Couldn't you drive your own truck?
Oh, if Crystal's driving the rig, then yeah, I can drive the truck.
Crystal can't drive the rig.
Oh, then I'm driving the rig.
I mean, I can try to drive the truck, but
Yeah, hold on a second. I'll explain why.
what's
Is there something like I could download into my brain to learn how to drive it?
Well, so the thing is Calvin has a Neuralink and interface plugs, and I don't believe that Crystal has a Neuralink, but she doesn't have an interface option.
Yeah.
The only other person that could technically drive the truck, I think. Let me double check. Odette, you are. Yeah, you don't have a box. You don't have an internal computer. And I definitely know Carbon has one, and he definitely has plugs. So, yeah. The thing about Carbon is if he goes on the market and sees if he can't find chipware to teach him how to drive truck, he could potentially have like robot driving skills, or like if you're familiar with the Matrix, he can have it downloaded to have him be baseline functional as a driver, and then Calvin can drive his if you want to do it that way.
also
if-
my reflex is 7, so do with
What
that
if?
you will.
What if I just ask Alicia if I can get a driver for my truck?
Well, I don't have any people I can offer to help you with. I'm already paying you folks $5,000 to start and $10,000 upon completion.
I mean, it sounds great. Just don't want to do the long walk back.
If you've got a friend you can hire out, that's great. But I'm not paying them. I told Grease 4, so if you're subcontracting, that's great. Just make sure Grease is aware of the deal.
Can I text Barbie and see if she knows how to drive a truck?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you just met her yesterday, but
Fast friends.
We bonded over clothes, so I feel like I can trust her.
all right. Do you sling her a text?
Yes.
She says, "No, I don't know how to drive a truck. Why? What are you moving?"
I'm actually not sure. Sorry.
Still want to talk to you about that dress.
Cool.
I'll type that out later. Um, let's see. What other options? You know Sagan DeWitt does not drive trucks. He also does not have interface plugs or internal box either. Carbon, you're pretty sure Mover has a neural plug or neural and interface plugs, and could probably move the truck. His name's Mover, of course. Yeah, as far as that goes, you would know that the only other driver in the Gibsons that could move a big truck like this, Calvin, is your brother David, and as you understand, he's on a job moving a big rig up towards Oregon, so you were told?
I just
Looked like you had a lot of conflicting emotions when she was explaining the job to you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I'm like 100%. They just set up the other half of my family for another dummy job. But then
No.
she said a different family name. I was like,
Yeah, but why would you be needing to move a truck out that way? And if you remember specifically, Daddy said from Oregon. So take that as you will.
they're moving a truck from Oregon back into Night City.
Yeah.
All right.
Could be out
What does
as,
that mean? That seems...
could be out as far as Oregon. Anyways, I won't try and press. Hopefully.
I got no connecting dots here. I can't put them together.
It's okay. No
Yeah.
worries.
Boop, 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 boop.
Could I just hit up the family as a whole and be like, hey, anybody free for pickup around? What time is it now? Like 9? How far is the drive?
Yeah. So the
It's
drive.
30 miles.
The drive won't take very long. The city portion of it with the big truck, you're moving through Pacifica and then the flats to the south, which are owned by Biotechnica, so that part's easy. The main stretch of it's only 30 miles, so it's only going to take you probably a couple hours to move that way. But based on what you understand, you're not going to be taking the straight stretch road. You're going to be moving out and trying to get far afield. So if that's the case, the route that you're looking at, you'd have to check. And to do that, you'd have to plug into the vehicle.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm cool popping in, plugging up. I got to anyway.
So it looks
Plug
like
it in, plug it in.
it looks like they're exiting the city outside Rancho Cordado, I believe it's called, the southern kind of southeastern side, and they aren't moving on the main highway, which is the 101. It looks like they're moving along the junkyards and up Red Rocks, heading south that way. And then they're going to basically cut around the power fields, the solar fields, and make their way. I'll go ahead and draw it for you. Basically, the route as you understand it from the computer.
Got so many pop-ups that's blocking my map. I opened up basically everything.
Mine was doing that too.
I like went through every contact.
So that's the route that the truck is telling you,
Oh, thank you.
crudely drawn over the map.
Oh no. It's almost as good as big corp maps.
Yeah, but what you'll note is that that outlier kind of road, it's not going to be very easy. It's a pretty rough patch. There is old road out there that used to belong to the town of Morro Bay way back when, and there's still remnants of the road, but it's going to be rough travel. You're looking at the tires, and this thing's probably going to handle it pretty easily, but even still, it's going to be slow going. It's not going to be like a nice hot stretch on a highway. You're probably going to be doing 20, 30 miles per hour in most parts. Maybe top speed 40 miles per hour if you're trying to be, safe about it. So what would have been, easy 20, 30 minute drive, no problem, maybe 40-minute drive, is actually be closer to, 3 or 4 hours.
All right. Then I would
Did
like
we
to.
just hire an Uber or whatever
And just throw
the
the-
equivalent is?
Throw the truck in there? No. So the equivalent would be just a taxi service, and they're typically not capable of doing like clandestine pickups on the border, outside of normal like street areas.
Ah,
Yeah, what you're doing is yeah, kind of illegal.
questionable.
It's gray. It's gray. It's not illegal. It's gray. Nothing illegal happening here.
No, not at all.
Then I'd like to send a message to the family, being like, hey, can any of you guys meet me out for a pickup for like 5 in like 4 hours at this locale, this area?
Let's see.
See if anyone cares enough to come help me on this job instead of the Oregon job.
Mom,
You get
Mom, I need a pickup.
Yeah, my mom's in the family.
you
I
get
gotta remember who that is.
You get a reply from Daddy that says, "Don't you have a fucking truck? What did I give you a truck for?"
I'm driving another truck.
Then you get a message. You get a message outside of the group chat from Theo, and Theo says, "I don't have a car right now, but if you want to, let me borrow your truck, I can either roll with you or come pick you up when you need me."
Deal. I messaged him back. Deal for sure. Can you make it to town? I'll cover the cost.
I'm actually already in Night City.
Heck yeah.
I'm kind of close to the old city center. Where are you at? And you send him your messages. He says, "I'll take public transit." Probably about a half an hour later, he arrives. Theo is just simplicity's sake. The best way to describe him would be Theo Huxtable from The Cosby Show. He looks and kind of vibes like very energetic young man.
Shit.
Who you know him. He's kind of spacey. He does a lot of studying. He was hoping to get into
Oh, and he's
higher.
not like Theo at all.
Well, that's what Theo was doing. He was going to college, wasn't he? In that
He was a huge slacker, though.
Well, what I meant to say is he's very fluff-headed though. So like there's the motivation, but then there's also the slacking. So yeah,
Gotcha. He's
This-
better
He's
Theo.
got senioritis.
He's a
He's
slight,
better.
He's a slightly better Theo.
Yeah.
And yeah, he arrives on the scene, and he says, "Okay, great. So do you want me to just come pick you up when you're ready, or do you want me to roll with you?"
Follow. But keep follow us with the 30-minute delay.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Can I just get your vehicle's details? I can just track you that way.
Yeah.
You go like this. You go. Because he can't track that truck.
Oh,
Can't.
he meant that truck. I thought he meant my truck.
Yeah, he was gonna track you, so he didn't have to follow behind you. He didn't have to see you to track.
The he can follow the red line. He's driven before.
If you send him the road map, he'll go, "Okay, that's cool then.
Yeah.
I'll try and keep behind you." And yeah, you got me on the data tel. Just send me a message and let me know if you need me to move up or anything.
Yeah. Feel free to send me a message if you see some weird shit.
What are we looking out for?
Last time we worked with Biotechnica, there was some Militech PMC drama, so
Well, you heard about what Daddy's doing, right?
what's he running?
Well, he got a job from Militech to go and handle this Biotechnica rig that's running out of town, and scoop it for them. He kind of leans in close to you and says, "Wait, is this rig for Biotechnica?
Yeah.
The one
But-
that we're about to run?
Yeah.
We're not going to Oregon, though. What the fuck's happening?" You see him kind of get, serious face.
I'm a bit more concerned about why we're taking Militech jobs. What's Anika setting us up with?
It, I So look, I mean, the Gibson in me is, and I know you're Gibson blood, through and through. I mean, you're born out of Daddy's loins and all, but what I'm saying is if we don't tell Daddy that you're running a Biotechnica rig to the south side, I mean, I'm gonna feel kind of disconnected there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'll take the heat.
All right. Sounds like we're playing both sides of a weird fucking game, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look. You said you're gonna take the heat. I ain't saying shit then. But
Yeah, you just come pick us up.
well,
And
if I'm running behind you and I'm gonna be right there for you,
you play ignorant.
how much are we talking about here? Keep my mouth shut. Keep my text hands from.
You son of a
slipping.
bitch.
He's like 1K, and we are even.
Sure, I can do that for you.
All right, slip him to me.
But you ain't getting another job from me in a long time.
Oh, you better go to school, boy. You better go to school. You gotta study. You gotta be good. And not be like.
Remember when Cosby was a good show that you could
Yeah.
just talk about openly?
Yeah.
And now it's like you can't phrase it without being like.
I was.
But Cosby though.
My brain was trying to segue that into a Cosby joke about him being a horrible human being, but I couldn't do it without being like really bad and really horrible. So I just opted against it, chose not to do it, and chose to move on, and that's what we're gonna do. So if you pop into the rig, you've got, like I said, lots of space, lots of room in there. Are you all sitting in the cab? Is there anything crazy? Anybody gonna roll with Theo? What are you bringing with you? What do you have? Normal gear, all your loadout stuff in the thing. Once you're in, are you setting up a specific way? Just give me the details. Lay it out for me.
I want to take a nap.
Pop into one of the beds, top bunk or bottom bunk, or couch.
Couch.
All right. Carbon.
I'm gonna also take a nap.
Wow.
On the couch?
Oh shit!
Probably just like on the floor or something. I don't know.
There's a bunk bed.
Scorn!
Damn, an open invite
I'm
so soon.
comfortable on the floor.
The one thing you'll notice once you get back in the cab is you do notice that panel. It does seem to be kind of just tempting. Like there's probably a lot there. If you want to mess with it. If not, that's fine too. And then Crystal, passenger seat, or are you sitting? Okay. Anything kit-wise you want to have out and about, ready for quick and easy access? Pistol, assault rifle, what have you.
Shoulder cannon? No, I'm kidding.
Hell yeah!
If you had
Looks
one,
like
I
a teapot.
suggested it. I only suggested the things that you have.
No, that'd be cool if I had one though.
It's not
Put that on the
impossible.
list of things to get.
It's not impossible. That's a thing.
It's not possible.
It's not impossible.
Oh, impossible. I was like, how is that not how is that not possible?
I'm pretty sure that we could backtrack through the Cyberpunk 2020, 2013, and all those Chromebooks and find a shoulder-mounted cannon.
I mean, at least like it could be like a shoulder-mounted like laser cannon or something. That would be cool. Or like electric cannon. I don't know. Anyways, beside the point. We'll have the pistol on the dash and assault rifle within reach.
Okay. I just went to the Cyberpunk wiki and typed in shoulder-mounted. There's a weapon mountain link. You can put it on the underside of a cyberarm or on a shoulder or like inside of the thigh, like on the outside of the thigh of a cyber limb. And you can put a grenade launcher or micro missile launcher or an externally mounted auto pistol in those. So just, these are things that existed in 2020, which probably should exist in 2045. So I'm willing to work on that. And 2013 too. So yeah, these are...
We're saving money for some upgrades.
We know the goal. Shoulder-mounted weaponry. That's the key. Someone's gonna have to rip those arms off though and put in some metal though.
I know someone.
I know a gal.
Yeah.
Is it you?
If you give her cyber arms, she could definitely work the major surgery to put them on. But yeah,
Get me the arms.
just give me the arms, and let me keep the old ones. Um, fair deal.
Fair enough.
That said, if you start hoofing it at this point, you'd pull out of the warehouse probably around, based on what's happened and the time that we started, probably somewhere around 10:30.
God, it took forever.
You waited on Odette, which took about 20 minutes. Then you waited on
On Theo.
Theo.
Huxtable.
Yeah. It's actually no. It's
Theo Chowderly or something, right?
Theo Webb. Theodore Webb. But that said, as you're pulling out and heading that way, the truck really genuinely just kind of takes control. When you're linked into it, there's really no drive necessary. It seems to be autopiloting down the road and going on its way. This is the kind of vehicle and the kind of system that you would want if you wanted your car to just arrive where you wanted it to. This probably could do the job on its own, but you can also tell that your knowledge of driving is being referenced by the computer and is basically making this handling and drive even smoother than it would be if it was just running auto. So, as you're heading along, you cross over into Pacifica, which is the southern borough of Night City, and pass by it, kind of moving in between it and Rancho Cordova, I believe it's called, and head out of the city. Once you get to a certain point, you can see that there's kind of a rise to it on this side of the junk pile, and you're kind of going uphill until you get to an intersection in the 101, and the vehicle kind of just drives off of the side of the road and then goes around the road and underneath the overpasses onto the 101 and just starts driving in dirt roads. As it's doing so, up ahead, you see what looks like a bunch of tents and like sleeping bags, and it looks like the truck is going to drive right through them. What do you do?
I'm gonna start turning the truck a bit to avoid that.
Okay. As you're doing so, you can feel kind of resistance from the vehicle. It seems to be kind of wanting to go on its preset path, which seems to be going through a homeless kind of like camp. But you managed to shift it. Go ahead and make a driving check for me.
Rolls it.
I roll a roll that actually makes me hit them harder. Driving check. Where do I find that?
Driving would be under skills. I
Skills.
think it's
I think it's the middle panel.
I want to say it is under drive land vehicle control skills. It should be on the left side, kind of towards the middle.
Oh, there it is. Control skills.
Yep. And your moto should be adding to this automatically, so let's make sure that the math is being done right. Go ahead. You clicked it?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, it is. Holy shit, good roll.
Hey.
Yeah, so you actually see it happening. You feel the resistance. You immediately adjust. You kind of clench and pull. The vehicle kind of almost comes to a jackknife, but then you quickly turn it back in on itself, and the bed or the trailer kind of winds out to the side, fishtailing. And as you pull it back onto course, you can see all these homeless people who are awake, kind of eating their morning food, kind of look at you, kind of like scared at first, and you see one of them go, give you a thumbs up, like he recognizes that that was kind of weird. A couple people are like, but there's just this one guy, kind of an older gentleman, kind of gives you a thumbs up.
Nice, bro. Sweet, dude.
You blow past that.
No.
Head on.
Starting.
Head on, and so I'm glad I added the moniker of good characters to the Twitch search functions, because well played. I was fully expecting oh no, we just go on through them, I guess.
Just plow through them.
I also will begin talking
Was
about
their
like
unlucky day.
like that almost jackknife was nothing, because there was this one time where I was driving another load and just keep droning onto whoever's still awake. Just
Crystal's sitting in the passenger seat with you. She has her assault rifle kind of settled in kind of the door, like in between the door and the chair, so she can quickly pull it up. And then she has her pistol sitting on the dash. So when you start doing the crazy driving and she realizes shit's going weird, she probably reaches out and holds onto the pistol, and then just kind of looks at you the whole time. And then you start going on, and she's the only one that appears to be listening. because
Like if you can imagine like the Rocky Mountains
it's like
and middle of the night.
it's like one of those weird cab videos. We've got no, my brain, get out of there. We got those two in the back seat, hanging out, taking naps.
In the meantime, I'm just flung off the sofa and I just get back up. I don't even ask.
But yeah,
Rolls over.
your
Perhaps pillow.
your course is pretty uphill for the time being, and you're kind of looking down on the passenger side, down into the kind of more open, kind of lower grounded area. That blue area you can see on the map there, that is just a field of solar panels with kind of the main structure in the center, and lots of poles that are actually receiving UV rays from space, and gathering that for energy for the city. It's one of the main sources of electricity for Night City. But yeah, it's a pretty steep drop, to be sure. But the vehicle seems to be handling it pretty well. Continuing on, up ahead, it does look like there is a bit of debris kind of on this road that it's chosen. And before you get to it, you can kind of decide to. It's a good distance ahead, but definitely noticeable. Yeah, that said, do you want to slow down and try and see if you can kind of maneuver through it? Do you want to just plow right through it all? Or do you want to stop and scout it out and kind of gather some information about this stuff before you try and drive through it?
Yeah, if I'm not familiar with it, I'd like to know what I'm getting into.
Okay. How far off from this site do you want to kind of stop?
Damn. Where am I at now? How far away am I right now?
I would say when you first notice it, you're probably about 100 meters out.
All right, let's close that distance by half,
Okay.
and then I'll
About
stop there.
150 meters out. I'd like for everyone to make an awareness check, or if it's perception and I forgot, then yeah, go ahead and make that.
Where's that? Oh man, it looks like the front windshield of my truck.
Oh wow. Okay. So.
Hold on, sorry.
Odette, the truck stops, and Crystal, you're kind of seeing the situation, firsthand. But Odette, as you kind of look out, you kind of see what Crystal's seeing as well. These, there's stone kind of like dividers, like road dividers, that have been strategically kind of set up in the road to cause a kind of slowdown. And there's a bit of junk up ahead too. And as you're kind of looking at the situation, you, Crystal, and also you, Odette, realize that this is pre-set up. This is an ambush point. This is not a good situation, to be sure. The other thing you're noticing, too, is there appears to be kind of like an old like traffic sign for like work traffic and stuff. And it has a bunch of kind of like weird additions to it. Like someone looks like they might have put kind of like scanners and other kind of connection stuff to it. And there's an old beat down kind of Jeep kind of sitting there. And Odette, you're able to kind of actually point out a couple of people that you can see. Looks like they're wearing orange jumpsuits, which are very standard for people who have been put away in correctional facilities.
You're muted.
Looks like we might have some trouble.
You're pretty sure if you can see them, they can see you, because you're in a big bright green truck.
Shit.
You
And
guys
they're
might
on.
want to get ready. We might have some conflict.
I'm gonna go ahead and kind of put you on a map. This isn't verbatim position-wise, and each square of this map is 1 meter. 1 second.
1 meter.
I count the walls.
So those of you that got 15 or higher, which would be Odette and Crystal, you can see them all now as you're kind of focusing in. It looks like there are, and it does look like they have actually moved from their original positions to the positions they're now in. There's a guy up on the ridge there, up on the, yeah, it looks like it actually driver's side is where the drop is. But you can see that there's a guy up on the ridge. Looks like he has an assault rifle. It looks like the two up front have pistols, just standard 1-9s sidearms. There's a guy in the back who is near the truck. It looks like he is hiding behind it, and it looks like he's holding some kind of rectangular device and is kind of manipulating it, presumably a cyber deck or something. And the other two individuals look like they have pretty meaty looking melee weaponry. That said, as you're kind of parked there for a second, Calvin, you kind of feel a kind of like feeling, kind of like a weird kind of static between you and your connection.
It wants me to go.
No. It feels like there's some kind of weird something else that seems to kind of
Interfering?
there's some sort of interference.
Oh. Am I would I have like do I have any experience in like, oh man, this is some kind of net runner type shit?
It definitely seems like there's something happening with the connection, yeah, between you and the vehicle.
So I feel justified enough then to be like, Carbon, I think someone's messing with my shit.
Yeah, I'm still asleep.
Carbon!
Slacker.
You reach back there and shake him,
Hey, carbs kick.
and you are also kicked by a booted foot.
What do you want?
We got some trouble up ahead, and I think they might be trying to hack into my truck. Or the truck.
So the other
Not
thing
my
you'll
truck.
note in the Neuralink is you can kind of see information regarding the vehicle, and the one thing you notice is your systems for driving are all being shut off.
I don't like this. It looks like they're trying to kill our engines.
It's an
Trying to keep me from
ambush.
being able to control this thing.
I'll take care of it.
Yeah, see what you can figure out.
I want to try to get into the actual data fortress of the vehicle.
Okay, so you would note that you were kind of given, an access point, so you don't actually have to hack it. You can physically just manipulate it. But go ahead and make an interface check. So, from what you can tell, it seems that the system has been connected to. There's currently a user inside of it, and it looks like they're only able to do surface level shit. You're pretty sure that the competency of the person is not going to allow them access to the materials in the back, but it does seem that they can deal with drive matters for the truck. You also note that, based on the situation as it stands, you are locked out from taking any controls from them. So the systems that they have control of, they have control of. And you're pretty sure the longer that he stays connected to it, the more unfortunate it'll be for Calvin.
Oh no.
Do you unplug him?
Yeah. Is there anything I can do to like fight back against the like their control of it?
So all you had to do was beat his number with that first roll, and he's bested
Yeah.
by 1.
Oh no.
Can I see the guy who has the cyber deck? Is he visible right now?
Yeah, you're 150 meters out, and the two of you that rolled high on your perception, which would be the two ladies, you can see everyone present. The dude who has the cyber deck is the guy behind the Jeep to the south there. Point him out. I will note, too, that the Jeep is kind of parked next to what appears to be a storage container. The storage container is on its side and actually goes up the hill, and it's gutted out. So from what you can tell, it'll allow for them to move up and down the ridge pretty easily.
Hey, Crystal, do you think you can take that guy with the deck out?
Probably. Pulls out rifle, assault rifle.
Okay. So you're 150 meters out. Now, let me go ahead and
I think it goes that far.
Yeah, let me check my reference sheet here.
Does the sheet say our range, or is that just something we have to?
I think it's in the book. Hold on a second.
Okay.
I have a cheat sheet somewhere, but I apparently didn't open it because I'm a doofus. It came with Jumpstart. Right, let's see. So it's gonna be reference. This one. Yeah, here we go. So rifles, if you're shooting 0 to 12 meters, the target number is going to be 15. 13 to 25 meters, target number is 10. 26 to 50 meters, 10. 51 to 100, 15. 101 to 200 meters, 20. So you need to roll a result of 21 or better, because you have to exceed it, to be able to hit the target.
Geez, so I have to get a nat.
Sounds hard.
Or we could get closer.
Oh wait, no, it's 5d6.
No. You roll a d10 for the attack. So when you roll the skill, it'll be 1d10 plus the ability, which will be reflex for shooting, plus your skill in shoulder arms, which should be probably a plus 10 to 15 already. So on a d10, you'll need to roll like a 5. Hold on. Let me double check your skill slot.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Your reflex
right
is
now.
7, and your
Yeah.
shoulder arms is 6. So 13. So you need to roll a 7 or better on a d10.
Still a little iffy.
If you
can
aim,
do it.
you get the benefit of your cyber eye, which is another +1, and also aiming as a +1 already. So it'd be a total of 15 if you're aiming. So if you get out and set up a shot, then it'll be a little bit better.
Okay.
And if you go, you can't go burst fire at that
No.
range.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, it's gonna be a single shot or nothing.
Never forgot.
Nerf for nothing. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. So roll the attack,
Yeah, so
or just
you should have attack and damage on the weapon characteristic. You'll click
Yeah.
attack first.
attack first, and then if it's success, damage.
Yeah. Mittens, what are you doing?
18.
Okay. And
So close.
Well, that's not adding in the aimed and the cyber eye, so that's actually a 20. So that's on the no, because you have
Wait,
to,
didn't I need 21?
yeah, you have to exceed it for this. So you miss. So basically, you aim downrange at the guy behind the truck.
Centimeters away.
You fire the
Centimeters
shot,
away.
and you watch it kind of ping off the thing. Immediately when that happens, you see everybody who's kind of like, casual, kind of setting up, not realizing what's happening over there, drop down and kind of get into a comfortable position. The guy with the deck hiding behind the vehicle. All right. That being said, you're 150 meters out from this guy. So this is actually in squares. Let's go ahead and get that fixed. Hold on. It's not right. It's 1 meter. All right. So from the board edge to this guy is 8. So that means you are 142 squares away from the map there. And they seem to be kind of holding their position and keeping themselves kind of guarded. That said, we can go ahead and roll initiative if I remember how.
I think we just rolled a die last time.
Yeah, it should be a D10 plus your reflex plus if you have combat sense.
Cool. And I do have combat sense, I believe.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. It's under combat. There's an initiative button.
oh, perfect. Yeah, do that one.
Oh shit, there is. Oh, there is.
But no tokens are selected.
Oh, you
I
gotta
gotta
select.
click on my guy. I gotta do shift click again.
Do you want me to just roll initiative then?
Yeah.
Okay. 11.
14.
Wow.
Hey, did it.
We did it. We did it.
All right. So, Calvin, you're still sitting in the driver's seat. Carbon did pull your plug, so you're no longer connected to your truck. But
Need
yeah,
my health.
you could try to set up the vehicle, kind of basic or land vehicle tech the vehicle, so that you can still drive it, at least temporarily. If you want to move your current defensible position a bit closer, since you're a 150-foot gap, but that's going to take some effort. If you want to use your action this turn to start that effort, you could give that a go.
Oh yeah, if I can try and take over this thing manually,
Yeah,
or at least a bit.
And let's make sure I have current set up like in my mind correct. Okay, sitting kind of like over Crystal's seat is Odette, kind of looking outside. She was doing the spotting. Sitting right behind Calvin's seat on the couch, just behind him, is Carbon with the deck, and he kind of reached up and ripped the wires out, and is still kind of messing with his deck.
Keep my brain from melting.
Crystal has her door open and is kind of sat outside like this, and the rifle was sitting like in between the door angle and the frame of the vehicle, and then sitting in the driver's seat is Calvin. All right. So that said, Calvin, if you'd like to make a land vehicle tech check to see if you can kind of hotwire or basically kind of splice the system manually in a physical sense to try and get it to just go forward.
Boom.
Yeah, so you do it, and as you do so, like the roar of the engine isn't very loud because it's electric, but it's definitely got a certain kind of whirring to it. So as you kind of reach underneath and kind of fiddle with the wires, you all kind of hear a on the cyber deck, which you have outlined, showing like the systems, Carbon. You still see that all the systems are showing as offline, like it's been shut off, but the sound of the vehicle definitely denotes that there is power in this puppy. That said, Odette, you are sitting, as I said, behind Crystal. Anything you want to do? Actions include like readying weapons if you don't already have them out. Doing stuff like that.
Do I have any sort of like buff type of stuff?
So let me see here. When it comes to med techs, it's more or less dealing with healing folks, not so much in combat like in like a D&D game, because it's a little bit more realistic. If you get shot in the face, that's not something you're coming back from, no matter how much you pray to your god.
Unless.
Just give you a new face. It's okay.
Yeah, sure. But if I remember correctly, and I'm going to just double check the medtech description. Bear with me here. Sorry, new referee for Red at least. In the old way of it, it was definitely more of a getting someone back to snuff when they, you know, weren't killed. Let's see. So first aid is the skill of applying treatments to a wounded person to treat the most common critical injuries and keep them from dying. So if someone's going to be dying, you can use your first aid skill to work on that. And I believe that your med tech ability, whatever it happens to be called, adds to that. Let's see.
Is it the local expert or?
No, local expert is just your knowledge of your kind of area. It should be under technique skills, and it should be called first aid. And then
Yes.
on your main sheet, you should have a skill, or rather your roll ability. And I can't remember what med techs call it in this edition. I'm trying to remember. Let's see. Roll abilities. Just search that. Sorry. Thank you for being patient with me here.
Not
No
patient at all.
patience.
Exactly.
It's my old.
Only war.
It's my old customer service. Shipping in.
Please bear with me.
Just please bear with me one moment. Thank you for being so patient. Thank you for being so patient. Charismatic impact. Maker interface. Fabrication. Medical tech. Pharmaceuticals. For every point you allocate to medical tech, you gain 1 point in the medical tech skill up to a maximum of 10. The medical tech, you should have 6 in it, is what we're starting out with.
I don't see. Is that on the regular skills?
Should be on the front page for medical tech.
So character or?
Here, hold on. Let me pop you open there. So yeah, see it says on your character like tab, it'll say like all of your ability scores, then empathy, humanity, luck, hit points. Then right beneath that it says medtech, and then it'll say medtech roll ability, medicine 6. You should have. Let's see. You should have points in surgery because you are a Ripper Doc, and it should be the same. So then that's right. So basically, what the MedTech roll ability does is it allows you to add to your surgery. So for every point you allocate to surgery, you gain 2 points to the surgery skill. Oh, so it should actually be halved. 3. Okay, I see now. And you would use surgery in situations where you're trying to repair severe critical injuries, which hopefully we don't come across tonight, or to implant cyberware. And you basically use this skill roll when you're ripping someone apart to make them better. And yeah, you can cross specialize in surgery, pharmaceuticals, or cryosystem operation. And cryosystem operation is pretty simple. It's how to understand medical machinery, specifically cryosystems. But yeah, it's not a on the battlefield kind of skill. When it comes to stuff you can do in combat, the main things would be kind of hiding, staying out of sight, and you have a shotgun. And also first aid, which let me double check. Okay, no, first aid is not added to by your medtech skill, which is weird. But if you use first aid, you can actually stop people from kind of dying in combat and kind of keep them on the brink if they run too fast past the edge, which we'll get to. But yeah, those are your options. But as it stands, you don't have a shotgun out. You've got nothing. You're just kind of leaning over Crystal's seat. Do you want your action just to be get the shotgun out and have it ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna ready my weapon.
Okay. All right. So you all watch as she kind of pops open the syringe case and rips out a Militech Crusher, and kind of chambers that first round. It's a pretty beefy looking shotgun. I think I have a picture of it somewhere. Hold on.
It's cool.
It looks like that. It's pretty dope. But yeah, done. You would see that the guy in the one of the gentlemen, rather ripped, kind of pops up, and you see him kind of rush over to his friend and kind of do it in kind of like a crouch position. You would see that the weapon that he's wielding appears to be a massive socket wrench. It seems to be wrapped in barbed wire. That said, Crystal, you're up. You're still in a firing position, and you still have 29 rounds left in the clip.
Cool.
The gentleman you'd shot at before is now invisible to you.
In cover.
Yeah,
Okay.
the other ones are in cover, but they're still at least kind of slightly visible because the cover they're in is low cover.
Yeah. What about that sniper up there?
He is the most visible. Yeah, in actual case in point. If you want to take a shot at him, you can. So the other thing we need to discuss too is you can elect to shoot just normally, or you can elect to shoot at the body, or I'm sorry, at the head. My brain did a thing. If you shoot at the head, you're taking a penalty to your roll, which may not be beneficial at this range, but yeah, it's a -5, I believe.
Right. Is it also -5 if I shoot closer?
It'll always be a -5 if you're aiming at the head instead of the body. Yeah. Basically that's determined by that. If you're shooting at a target, depending on what weapon you're using, determines what the difficulty class or the DV difficulty value is. And for the one that you're specifically using, it's here. I'll send you guys a screen grab of this. And you can see.
And how far away is the sniper guy?
He's still within that same range click. It'll be 101 to 200 meters, so the same. It'll be the same roll as you did last. Oh, another thing. Let me make sure I've got this one right. Luck. Because luck can come into play here, I think.
That's 7 luck.
Yep, you have 7 luck points too, and I think how it works. I'm gonna ad hoc rule it because I'm having problems searching for it. You can add to your roll for every luck point you spend before you make the roll. The luck points were set after a job is completed. So if you wanted to get this shot, you could skim the points down and increase your bonus to attack.
Cool.
Oh, sorry, but because we're in combat now, if you want the benefit from aim, which is a +2 for you, your action needs to be aim this turn, and then during the next turn, shoot.
Okay. So can I, in theory, make this shot, then aim at someone else
Well, so
after this? Or is it just as the action is the aim?
action is aim, and then during the next initiative cycle, it'll be shoot the target. And then during the next one, it'll be aim and then shoot, because we're doing long distance firing here.
Gotcha.
And each round is only about 3 seconds. It's not 6 seconds or whatever like D&D.
Okay.
So it's a little more hop and skip.
Cool. Let's actually... And how close are those, the 2 guys?
So you're 150 meters out from this position here. Oh, sorry, hold on. Here.
Oh, okay.
So everything else is within the same range increment, which is 101 to 200 meters.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah, unless the vehicle moves up, you're going to be at this long distance shooting. and you should have a couple of clips extra. So I mean,
Yeah.
taking the shots isn't a bad idea, but aiming is definitely the better way to go.
Right. Then let's go ahead and set up to aim at the sniper for
Okay.
this round.
Nice. All right. So you watch as the guy who ran up with the socket wrench, another person kind of pops up from his barricade with a pistol and kind of just shoots off a shot. You know, at this range, it's not going to even get close. So you don't even blink, and everyone else inside is kind of like, oh, they're shooting at us, but you literally see the flare of the muzzle from the pistol, and then you get a crack of it like a good millisecond or so after. It's
Ooh, we got some big guys over here.
the only one you have to worry about is the one on the ridge.
Yeah, which I'm aiming at.
Yeah. All right, Carbon in the box.
So I want to go ahead and scan for anything that I can actually hack into.
Okay. All right, go ahead and make another interface check. 12. Good. So what you're noticing is with that scan, and this is again the action is just the scan portion, which is a meat action. So that'll be your turn. But what you are recognizing is that the traffic indicator. It appears that is a source, that is a net source, and that seems to be where they're connecting to the truck. So on your next turn, you'll be able to interface with it with your 3 actions. All right, good deal, Carmen. The guy here, you see him kind of rush over to this box right here, and he's out in the open, pretty clear sight on him, but you see him kind of fiddle through the box, and he pulls out what appears to be a very large gun from this distance. Crystal, you recognize it as a rocket launcher that he's pulled out of the box.
I'm gonna steal that from him.
All right. The gentleman up on the ridge, you see the muzzle flash. Ooh, pretty close. You actually watch the bullet smash into the window of the truck, and it doesn't cause the window to break out. You can kind of see like a webbing kind of pattern out from it, which leads you to believe that the glass is actually reinforced and possibly bullet deflecting.
Still rude.
All right. Yeah. You are aware that the guy behind the truck is not visible. Seems to be pretty well hidden. And yeah, you see another guy pop up from the barricades. Pistol kind of shoots it off in that direction. Nothing. All right, Calvin. You can drive it. And if you're flooring it, you can put a pretty good clip of distance in between this.
You think this truck could just ram through these stone barriers?
Ye-
Could I just blitz these guys?
uh,
Chum them up.
you can try. You can do in one turn if you put the pedal to the floor. You could probably do 90 meters, and that would be going. And slowing it during the next turn will require a driving check, but you can clear 90 meters, which will close the gap substantially. Do you want to do that?
I like how that sounds. I'm gonna do it.
Okay. Crystal, I need you to go ahead and make a... Let's see. Because you're kind of hanging all willy-nilly at the side of the vehicle.
Oh no.
I'm going to go ahead and say, for this one, an athletics check.
That's under skills. 17.
Hella good. So how do you want this to
Nice.
play out? I'm going to tell you the mechanics, and you can do whatever you want in this, okay? You're still positioned, and you can probably like keep your foot out and hold that door open and hold that position. The door's coming inwards though, so you're literally having to hold it in its spot, right? Or you could put your foot back inside and let the door shut. Your call, because the momentum of the vehicle is going to naturally force the door inwards. But yeah, you can either hold your position and keep your foot on the door and keep it open, or you can slip in.
Probably put the foot, like brace one of the feet in the that little like side box.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, like the little put
Yeah.
the papers and stuff in there.
So yeah, so the
Foothold.
little like trash box thing that nobody fucking knows what's put in there. So one foot in that, and then the other foot right in the
Yeah, this thing gets chugging
in the chair.
pretty quick. It's
like
if you're flooring it, I mean, and going straight up to its like max speed of 60 miles per hour, it does it very quickly. It gets to its full speed very quickly, and
she works out. She squats.
you manage to hold it open. The two in the back kind of jostle a little bit, but nothing more than expected. With you two kind of bouncing around as it stands anyway. But yeah, Calvin, you are now 90 in, so that means 60 off, which means that you're still technically off board by 52. But your sight line is now changed, and you're going to be shooting at an easier difficulty value. Okay, Odette, you're still not right on them. But yeah, there's really not much for the shotgunner nurse to do in this situation other than wait. You could ready to shoot, but again, you probably don't want to shoot in the box. Yeah, I can't think of anything.
So the shooting the sign thing where there's you said there was like a network.
Well, the main issue for you is that's still pretty decent, and that's on the map. That's here. That's this thing here, right? So that's still a good 60 meters out from your current position. If you were to shoot at it with a shotgun, which are not particularly long-range weapons, it would require you to hit a shoulder arms roll of 30.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
And you'd have to maneuver either into Calvin's lap and pop the door open, or onto the back of Crystal, and while you're moving at 60 miles per hour. Yeah, it's a big ask, but yeah, definitely good for when you pull up. You could just do a drive-by on it as he's running through the barricades.
I'll plan to do that instead when we pass it then.
Okay. It is on Calvin's side, so you could say, hey, roll your window down, or you could use your action to roll his window down for him.
I'll use my action to roll his window down.
Odette kind of, comfortably kind of leans over you, Calvin, and hits your window. You watch the window drop down. It appears to not be a system gridded thing for the window control.
One of those old cranks somehow.
You know what? You know what? For flavor, hell yeah. Then she pops back into her seat. Now that you're a bit closer, the gentleman up at the front, you see him kind of like readying the weapon, but you also see him kind of like nervously seeing the situation. He books out of cover and then rushes to what appears to be a dumpster, kind of over to your side, off the road, and kind of like gets behind it. All right, Crystal, you are much closer and still aiming, so your shot's still going to have the benefit of that. So you're looking at effectively a plus 15, and for this range distance with a rifle, you need to hit a 15. So you need to roll not a fumble, basically. So yeah, go ahead and roll your attack.
Just standard attack, right?
Are you still aiming for the body? Or you're designating your shot. You're going for the body, not the head. Okay.
Correct.
Standard attack. Yeah,
22.
That'll hit, and then go ahead and roll damage.
18.
All right, so you watch as he takes that damage in the chest. You can see that he's kind of wearing like a wife beater shirt, but you can tell that it seems to be kind of armored cloth, like it's got a ballistic weave in it. So it does seem to deflect a bit of the damage. It does seem to cause him to bleed a bit, but he is not dead.
What a dick.
He is in his seriously wounded state, though. Yeah. All right. Crystal, you're done. Good shot. And then it goes to this guy who is going to return fire on you. He only has the option to shoot you at the head because you're mostly covered by door. And he is going to take the shot. Can I even make this shot? Yeah, I can. It's just insane. Yeah. Doesn't even hit the door. Just nice solid miss. Alright, Carbon. We are in Hacker Man mode.
Hacker Man.
Yep, I'm gonna try to access that
Interface.
the thingy. Yep. So, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember any of the actions I can take.
No worries. So, the main thing that I'm assuming you're wanting to do is shut it down, right?
I actually kind of want to. I want to see if there's a way I can actually access. If they have it, if that person who is accessing this to get into our vehicle is a runner, I want to access him.
Got it. So then, yeah.
And attack him.
This will require you get 3 net actions, and what we're going to have to do is first off is you are aware of the position. You haven't accessed. You just scanned it. Now what we're going to do is first one will be access the router, which is the box. So go ahead and make an interface roll for that. Nailed it, because you missed by 1 the last time.
Yeah.
Now you're going to need to access his deck, which is going to require another interface roll. Success. So once you enter into his deck, you're expecting to run into black ice, protective programs, demons and stuff. Completely bare bones. Once you enter the system, you can do what you want with the cyber deck. This guy, and what you're realizing too is the deck that you're in now is poor quality. This is beginner level shit that you're entering into. You're almost annoyed that you didn't break him the first time and rip him out of the truck. You're like, seriously? This dude is literally playing with Legos, and I'm like, bionic.
So this is what I could do like Vrizbolt on, right?
Yeah. So you can frag him, because he is. It would be what's it called? The one that attacks. Yeah, that's the one. The
Vrizbolt.
That's the one.
Yeah.
So then, it says, sorry, I haven't updated that either. I'm the worst. Let me get to the cyber.
I'll type in my effect as soon as you tell me what it does.
1 second here. Vrizbolt. So it is attack 1. It does 1d6 direct or damage direct to a netrunner's brain, and lowers the amount of total net actions the netrunner can accomplish on their next turn by 1. So roll a d6.
Wait, so 1d6 direct damage to netrunner's brain and what?
And their number of net actions they can take during their turn is reduced by 1. Yeah, and during your next turn, you can, for your 3 net actions, Vrizbolt. So you can just smash his brain out, but it's still not going to reduce the number of actions below 2. So yeah, I just need you to roll.
So I put in my own effect on that so I can remember what it does.
Okay. Here.
Cool.
All right.
You said 1d6.
Yep.
5.
And you have the book, right?
I do, but it's a lot of pages.
Well, if you're wanting the net running, just straight up beginning and end, go to page 195 of the book.
Okay.
And it basically will lay it all out for you. And I will try and make sure to read this during the rest of the week, so I'm better at it.
Yeah, I was trying to find everything, but
I was trying to find.
I was just scrolling through everything, and it was taking forever.
I was trying to find tutorials online before last time we played, and everybody's tutorials they don't get right into it, and they spend a good 5-10 minutes plugging themselves and talking about not the stuff I want.
Yeah.
So I just don't have the patience for that, and I'm sorry, I'm a horrible person. Maybe one day I'll make.
Oh no.
But
I'll read some as well.
Fair enough.
Now that I know where it starts.
You definitely know that you're in there, and he has no defense against you. In seeing what he has, he does also have Vrizbolt. but he's going to have to beat your interface now that you're in his system and kind of have him controlled. And so your current roll on that will be your roll on that will be against his. So when I have you roll that, I'll have you roll that. But it's not yet. It's this one. So this guy here with the rocket launcher, you see him load the rocket launcher this turn and kind of move it up in like a shooting position, like he's going to shoot it at the truck. Not doing so yet, though. Then the sniper is going to take a shot. He's actually going to go burst fire. And he's, again, shooting at Crystal. And let's see here. At this range, for burst fire, it is going to be an 18. All right. So... Alright, so 3-round burst from up top. Pretty good roll. He manages to get 1 round into you. And it looks like it's going to be a total of 17 damage. So, Crystal, this is how this is going to work. If you go to your combat section, I think it's the first person who's been shot, right?
Yeah.
I think I bolted somebody's head a while ago, but other than that... nothing's really been dealt to people. But if you go to your combat, down at the bottom of that page, you should see armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I hit you in the body. What you're going to do is reduce the amount of damage I just told you, 17, okay, by the amount listed under SP.
Okay.
Okay? Whatever number you just came up with, you're going to be taking hit points damage equal to that amount. But before you go to that, where it says SP11, it needs to be subtracted by 1. Anytime you take damage from a source, it ablates your armor down 1. So your armor is less effective for the next shot in. And you can see that it says maximum and then SP. You can repair your armor at later points. But yeah, so it should be a 10 in SP now, and then you should be down 6 hit points.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay? And what
so then I'm at 39 since I was at 45.
Yeah, you are meat. But you all see like muzzle flaring, and you can hear the rat-a-tat-tat of an assault rifle. You see the bullets kind of scatter across the door, and one kind of go pop, and like a bit of red mist kind of shoot out the back of Crystal's like shoulder, but not much. It kind of like just kind of cuts through like a skimming shot.
That was my favorite jacket.
All right. Shit. I'm going to try and interface you out of my system. I don't want you here anymore. So go ahead and make an interface roll, contesting my interface roll. I have to exceed yours by... I don't. But I didn't do that. I didn't do the thing. So you can feel him trying to play at you, and he's going to try one last time because he gets 2 actions. So go ahead and make one more roll. Didn't get you. So
pathetic.
You can feel like you're playing with like a younger version of yourself. Like this is child's play to you. It's this guy's pathetic. You don't know where he got a cyber deck, but he's obviously
what a noob.
Not good at it. Then the gentleman in the front is going to take a shot. He's shooting at Calvin. And I know you're surrounded by glass right now. That's fine. He hits the glass window. You can see it kind of web out from where the bullet hits. It doesn't obstruct your sight too much. It's kind of just like a small like pop. But if it wasn't for that glass, that probably would have been right in your head.
I hate it.
Not a fan. So you're still driving. If you want to brake, you can. If you want to slow down to a braking point, you can. Or if you want to just go through it, you can. Keep in mind, Crystal is her ass hanging out the window there, and your side window is opened. It's been rolled down by Odette.
Yeah, I'm gonna start slowing down.
Do you want to try and get as close as possible to it and kind of like stop right there at the barricades, or do you want to... How do you want to do it?
Oh yeah. Not right to the barricades, but like lined up with that trash can.
Okay.
Back like 2 squares. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and place your guys' tokens
Can I do anything else?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if y'all knew this, but the Gibsons have a secret attack.
Oh.
It's like an old school laser. It's high beams.
Wow.
Amazing.
Can I flash
Now-
my high beams to try and disorient some people? If it works.
It's bright daylight.
Fuck! I don't know why I thought we were at night.
Those fuckers are still really bright even during the day, though.
Yeah, that's not untrue. If you do put that up, I will be putting a penalty on any shots to anyone in the vehicle or adjacent to the vehicle. But I will note too, as we roll down to, because the vehicle's stopping, I'm rolling down to Odette. You said you wanted to shoot at the box. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take a shot. Now, you're going to be making an attack roll with your shotgun, and at your current range of, let me count the squares, effectively 3 meters, you're going to need to make a roll of 15. Nailed it. So now you're going to go ahead and click damage. Okay. So you blast into the thing. Kind of, are you shooting more at the tree of weird kind of connections at the top, or the box itself?
I was trying to disable it, so probably the connections would be good.
Okay, so Carbon, you kind of feel a like a something kind of interfering. You feel like the connection's still present, but not as strong. Just as a kind of substantial placement to that, go ahead and make an interface check to see if you can maintain your connection through the weakened signal. You feel yourself boom, drop out of it. And as you do so, you're kind of seeing like the smoke kind of flying out the front of the crusher as she just
Great job.
The other thing
You didn't tell me that the guy was weak, so
the other
you
thing,
know.
the other thing you notice as you're scolding her is you kind of like give one of these looks down at your deck, and you can see that the vehicle's all of its levels are back to online. So it did what she thought it would do. It stopped them from hacking the truck. All right, this guy right here rushes out from the box and runs up on the truck with his socket wrench covered in barbed wire. Crystal, go ahead and make an evasion check. I'm going to give you a -2 penalty to this because you are seated in a car and you haven't popped out yet. And he's basically swinging at a stationary, comparatively to him, target. So yeah, evade should be in the top right box there.
Under skills?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, sorry. It's under combat. I see.
It's also in, yeah. Ooh.
14.
So that's actually a critical fail. But you only rolled a -1 from it, so it'll be a 13 total. It still beats it. So you kind of like see him coming, and you're kind of like fussing with the seatbelt. You're like, why am I wearing? Oh, it was smart at the time. You're fumbling around with it, and you see him kind of coming up, and he kind of brings it up over the thing, and you kind of reach out and grab a hold of the window roller and kind of pull it inwards and cause him to kind of fish in and kind of drop down, not getting the swing that he wanted. Oh, I just realized it's 9 o'clock. I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
I could try and end this quick. Crystal, you are point blank range with him. You have an assault rifle trained on him. You could shoot him in the head. It probably wouldn't be too much of a problem.
Yeah.
If you want to do it auto fire at this range, you would need a 17 or rather an 18 on the dice to scoop him. You have a +13 to the roll. You could spend some luck to make that better.
Yeah. How much luck do I want to get rid of?
You got a 13 on the modifier already. So if you pump in 2 luck points, it would put it to a 15. You'd need to roll 3 or better on the dice.
Which should be fine.
Yep. And we'll explain how burst fire rolls once you roll your dice. But yeah, go ahead and make your attack.
auto fire, right?
Is there a separate?
There's attacks, suppressing fire, auto fire.
Auto fire. Yeah, click on the attack for auto fire. Let's see if that works. Oh no. Okay, I see. Let's see. Got it. Cool. Because it adds. Yep. Okay. So that said, if you roll a 3-round burst, automatic fire. Okay. For every 1 point over the difficulty value being 17, right? So 18, 19, 20, up to a maximum of 3, you hit that many times. So 3 rounds are hitting this guy in his head. So go ahead and roll damage 3 times.
Okay.
And all of that damage is doubled.
2, 3.
Okay. So
18, 20, 20.
So for those of you who are watching, she kind of closes the door in, kind of pushes it back out, pushing the barrel into the guy's face, and then you hear a and his face just kind of and there's literally just like a spinal column and like parts of a face still there that kind of slough off to the side.
Need some parts, Odette?
Parts.
All right. The guy who sees that happen over there, who was standing with him, pulls out his pistol and shoots in your direction. He's going for the head, and that's a miss. Carbon, you are up. You could, as their action, pull out your pistol, or just remain seated in the back in perfect safety and comfort.
What is the range of the pistol?
So with a
Because I don't think it's going to be long enough.
Well, with the pistol, the main issue right now is that you're going to be shooting kind of out of the back seat, unless you crawl out past Crystal, which probably isn't smart. So you're kind of taking the shot at a weird angle. The only guy you'd have a line on would be this gentleman here. And at 10 meters with a pistol, you need to make a 15 on your roll, or beat a 15 on your roll.
I want to just jack into the actual like cars stuff this time.
Okay.
Now that it's back online
Okay.
normally.
Yep. So you're not
Just to be safe.
You're not fighting anybody. So yeah, you pop back into the system, and as I said, you're currently inside of a place where you can hard connect. So no problem. You just kind of slip your plug into it, hop right back in, and everything seems to be in order. That said, it goes to the meat. The guy with the rocket launcher is going to go ahead and shoot. You're at a distance of less than 10 meters. So he needs a roll of 15.
Overshoot.
Yeah, so he pulls the weapon up. You see it go flying, and you can see like the long fiery trail coming after this kind of circular cone, kind of coming straight towards you. And you notice that it has like a little bit of a spin to it. And just as it's about to near you, it kind of does like a really wide sweep out. And you hear it kind of skitter across the side of the bed and then kind of detonate somewhere behind you. You do a quick look in your rear view, and you can see it kind of bottomed down and slammed into the rocks, which are now kind of falling off that side of the ridge. There does look like there's a nice black mark on the side of the green truck from where it exploded. Like, it did hit the side of it, but it doesn't look like it ablated the armor.
I just bent bullets.
They're like, nothing can touch me. Nothing can touch me in this truck. I'm keeping this truck. The sniper will take a shot at... Actually, the sniper's going to aim for this turn at Crystal. The Netrunner, you see him kind of rush into the Jeep. And I can't move it because it's actually a part of the map. But he does seem to be starting the vehicle, like he's about to drive off. All right. The guy up front with a pistol, he's going to take a shot. This one's going to be at Calvin, but he's going to move first and try and take the shot in through your interior or your window that's open.
But why?
Because. Even with the penalties I'm putting to it, he's going to hit. You're going to be taking 13 points of damage, so let's work through this together. If you go into your character sheet, and you go to combat. At the very bottom of combat, you should see armor, and for body, you should see your armor value, SP, right?
Mhm.
Whatever I said just a second ago, 13, I think it was.
Yeah.
Reduce that by your SP value. Reduce your
So-
SP by 1, and then reduce your hit points by the difference. And that's the difference before you subtracted the 1, so it'll be 2 hit point damage.
2. Yeah.
Yep.
Where are my?
It hits you in your sick leather coat, and you can kind of feel it, like kind of but it's like more of a bruise than anything else. Hit points will be on your front page.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
I accidentally put them up too. That's how damage works, right?
No. This is not golf. You do not lose for having a high score.
This is my favorite coat.
So, Calvin, you are stopped. Your rifle's presumably in the median between you. You also have your pistol. Both are readied enough that you can basically not have to draw them. You are in a backseater, so if you want to be guns blazing, you can shoot now.
Hell yeah. Pop
Rifle
the fella hiding by.
or
No, rifle. Yeah, the one that Dad
Okay.
gave me.
Calvin
Pop gave me.
snaps the rifle out the window and go ahead and take the shot. So, shoulder arms, are you going to do auto fire or just regular single shot?
Auto fire.
Okay, and aiming just for the body, right?
There it is. Yeah. Then I hit attack.
Mm-hmm. That'll hit.
Then damage.
I believe. Hold on. This is close range. 15. It hits. Yes, on the nose. And you said you were auto firing or single shot?
Auto.
Oh no, then this 3-shot burst, and then. Sorry, I'm just getting used to it.
Oh, I was supposed to check a thing.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that'll go for all 3 rounds. So go ahead and just roll damage 3 times. That assault rifle damage is wrong. I don't know how it switched to 1d6. Let me fix that for you. Hold on. Oh, that's super weird.
Oh wow, that's a much bigger number.
Yeah, go ahead and click the damage 3 more times. Yeah. So you watch the stuff, they all hit center of mass, and you watch him kind of like leaning out over the box, just kind of fall down to the ground behind it. Alright.
He's
Odette?
dead.
You're pretty sure any shots you're going to take will require you popping out. With your base movement of 6, it'll require 3 movement to get out of the vehicle. And then it'll be 4 from... Oh, you'll have 3 from there. So you could move out of the box, like out through Calvin's side, through the window, because you're pretty small and squirrely. You could probably pop over to here and get behind this for cover. Or you could go out Crystal's way and kind of not make it to any cover there. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna stay in the truck,
Okay.
and just kind of have my weapon ready in case, like.
Someone tries to get in again?
Mhm.
Okay. Perfect. Readying a weapon, that'll allow for a shot if someone does end up in your sights. So perfect. That dude is a bloody mess. Crystal, you're up. Yeah, the guy with the rocket launcher doesn't seem to have any more ammunition that you can see. There's this guy with a pistol over here. And there's the sniper up on the ridge still. Well, the sniper. He's just got an assault rifle.
Yeah. I just say sniper because he's up on a ridge.
Okay. At this range, it's a pretty easy shot. That's actually perfect for you. If you're going 3-round burst, it's a 10 difficulty value. If you wanted to aim for his head, it'd be a 15. So you just need to roll a 16 or better to scoop him.
Gonna do that auto fire.
Okay.
18.
All 3 rounds go in. Go ahead and roll 3 damage rolls.
1, 2, 3.
Yep. You see a sickening kind of pink mist fly up in the air around where his head used to be, and his body kind of just falls down like so. just behind his friend, just behind his friend, who immediately just
wait. Does he do like the roll down the staircase like the preacher
Yes.
in? Yes.
His gun and him land somewhere near there, but you see the guy that he landed near kind of throw his hands up in the air, and his pistol just kind of like flops over to the side. The guy with the rocket launcher seems to be invested, but then you can see that they both kind of look down, hearing the sound of the engine start, and he runs with his hands kind of like waving and jumps into the bed of the Jeep.
Oh, fuck. They run.
Carbon, you're up. You still have control of the system. No real cognitive awareness of what's going on outside. The truck is too old to be hackable. The guy with the rocket launcher takes the rocket launcher, runs, and jumps into the Jeep's passenger seat.
Goddamn rocket launcher.
Run him over.
Run him down.
The net runner drives the vehicle, and they actually move pretty fast away. Pretty good clip. I would say if you have an assault rifle and you are still kind of standing or able to kind of lean out a window, I would allow for one shot if you want to take it. That would be at mid-range. Other than that, they're going to be able to book it outside of your range pretty quickly. But if you want to take a shot at them, it looks like Calvin and Crystal, you can. Yeah.
Oh,
Right?
like right now?
Yeah, right now. Like as they're fleeing, it's the combat's over. They're running. But yeah, if you want to, take a shot.
Can I interface with the Netrunner real quick?
No.
One last time, or
Unfortunately, the way that you were connected got blitzed by a shotgun.
Actually, could I just drive the truck up closer and give Crystal a better shot?
If you were to drive up closer, you wouldn't be able to get through the barricades very easily. Those are going to require some moving. And now that you're closer to them, you actually realize they're steel reinforced. So if you were to slam into them, they would actually kind of drag you and like get underneath your tires and cause you to slow down permanently.
Oh, no.
So this distance is as close as it's going to be.
But
All right.
could I shoot out one of those wheels?
Well, both of you could if you wanted to.
Hey.
And the wheels are probably not a good target. Real quick, that's kind of like a Hollywood myth. Shooting the tires is not a great plan. It's like I want to put a hole in your tire and make it deflate over time. It's not going to explode. If you want to shoot the driver in the head, you can.
Yeah, let's do that.
The guy who jumped in the bed of the
I guess
truck
it is a Jeep.
Yeah, the guy who's in the bed of the
don't
Jeep.
do the gas tank either. That's also a Hollywood myth.
What?
Wait, what's a Hollywood myth?
The gas tank.
Oh, yeah. I knew that.
But if you do put enough rounds into it, I mean, it'll start to go up. But I'm talking like.
Yeah.
Do I have better accuracy with a single shot?
Yeah, if you're taking a single shot, it's better at this distance. Well, no, actually, it's at mid-range, so... It's a difficulty value of 15 to hit with a... No, I'm sorry, difficulty value of a 10 to hit with a single shot. It'll be a 15 if you aim for the head. And then a difficulty value of 12 for a 3-round burst, 17 if you aim for the head. So you have to exceed that number.
I'll just single shot.
Single shot to the back of the head. Take it.
But to the body.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Shoot him in the body.
Yeah, I'm going the easier route.
All right. And Crystal, where are you shooting? You hit him. Go ahead and roll 1 damage.
Bam.
All right.
He hit the driver.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not dead. He seems to just be kind of wobbling.
I'm also gonna go for that driver.
Headshot or chest shot?
Head.
Okay. Full round or auto or no?
Auto.
Okay. Take 3 shots. Yep. All of them hitting their mark.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. So you see the guy kind of get hit in the back, and he kind of goes, "Oh!" And then you watch as she goes, "No." And you just watch his head kind of smear into the windshield of the Jeep. Then you watch the Jeep kind of do one of these, and then do one of these, and then drive right off the cliff. And in a comical fashion, you then hear a... Because cars do explode.
Not the rocket launcher!
Cars do explode when they fall
Oh
off cliffs.
no.
That's not a fake thing. That's real. And even if it isn't, I
Wanted that goddamn more
I
rocket
refuse to believe
launcher.
you. That said, the next couple of minutes are you guys kind of getting out and moving the pieces and securing the stuff that's present. I
Arvin,
we-
you can stay in the car. I don't think you've lifted anything ever.
Can we loot the bodies?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm going to give you that list of stuff there. What you'll note as a Ripper Doc is these are convicts that appear to have either escaped or been let out, probably the former rather than the latter. And what you're noticing about them is they aren't exactly preem like material when it comes to organic sellability. The only thing that's really worth scooping from them would be their eyes. And the unfortunate factor is some of them don't have those anymore because their heads exploded. So
Oopsie!
you and Crystal need to work together on your acquisition techniques. So
Stop shooting him in the head.
she's not skipping them. What you will note though is that the bruiser who ran up on you with the beater, has cyber legs, which you can get, and I'll go ahead and make sure to put those in the notes.
Gimme.
I will be putting all the ammunition and all of the weaponry you gather as well, but they didn't have much in the way of armor and such. But I'll put that.
Is
in...
this? Oh, sorry. Is this just art? Because I see a first aid kit and like I think ammunition or
Yeah.
something.
So it is just art, but I am basing what is gathered from it on it. So yes, I will post that in the Discord. If you want me to keep going, I can keep going. But normally 9 o'clock stop time, it definitely blew past that. But yeah, we'll pick up next session. I will make sure you have all of the gear that you've acquired, and also you know that you've moved the stuff and are continuing on your path. All right. Thanks for watching. Looks like we had a couple people in there, and we will pick up next Tuesday.
Hey.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye!